It is well known by fans now that the 4Kids dub of One Piece wasn't the best. If you've watched the show for yourself, or have just seen clips online, then I'm sure you're fully aware that the 4Kids production company made a lot of changes, edits and censorships when bringing over One Piece to the Western world. I myself have even made a whole series out of listing every change 4Kids made to One Piece, so I can tell you there's a lot of them. Check out that series, by the way. With this video, I wanted to list 10 of what I consider to be the biggest changes that 4Kids made to the One Piece dub. This could be from changing the tone of the scene all the way to outright changing huge plot points of the show, which, had the 4Kids version not been cancelled after only 104 episodes, those episodes themselves being cut from the first 144 episodes of the original broadcast release, would have had serious ramifications later in the series. Spoiler warning. A big spoiler warning for the first 144 episodes of One Piece, with a slightly smaller spoiler warning for episodes up to episode 500. So if you haven't made it that far into the series yet, then come back later. Now, without further ado, let's list the top 10 changes 4Kids made to One Piece. Portgas the Ace is a much beloved character in the One Piece world, brother to Luffy and the original holder of the Mera Mera no Mi before his death. However, in the 4Kids dub, his name has been changed slightly, from Portgas the Ace to Portgas the Trace.
Hey, wait up! You didn't tell us your name, sir!
Details. Just tell him my name's Trace. If that doesn't get his attention, then nothing will.
Hey, Trace!
Yours truly. Hey, Luffy. What's up?
It's you! Awesome! Did you eat a cursed fruit?
A flare fruit.
Not only that, but Ace's, or shall I say Trace's tattoo, has been completely removed from his arm. And, to add insult to injury, his nickname has also been changed, from Fire Fist Ace to Trace Heat Fist.
Whoa, that's Trace Heat Fist!
Another fan favourite is the Yonko himself, Shanks. Thankfully, his name has been left intact in the 4Kids dub. However, our first encounter with Shanks and his crew has been altered, making the red-haired pirates seem a lot less fierce. Shanks' voice actor seems to have put on a pseudo-British cross-Australian accent for his role as the captain of the red-haired pirates.
Well, the thing is, I just served the last of it.
Sorry about that. Guess we drank it all up. Oops. Luffy! Tell me you didn't eat that purple piece of fruit!
But I did!
Luffy, I thought your punch was as powerful as a rocket.
Secondly, in the 4Kids world of One Piece, guns are a thing of the past, with each depiction of a gun being edited in some way, either being changed into water guns, the colour of the gun being altered, or the gun outright being switched for something else.
One more punch and say goodbye to your friend! Now pummel his head flatter than the shape of the earth!
Which leads us to the fight between the red-haired pirates and the mountain bandits. In the 4Kids dub, one of the mountain bandits is now seen pulling a cork gun on Shanks, with Lucky Roo retaliating by shooting the bandit with a cap gun.
These weapons misfire at such close range.
What are you talking about?
But I admit, they can still give quite a scare. When he wakes up, someone tell him it was a cap gun.
Bellamir's death was a shocking moment for many a One Piece fan, with the Arlong Park arc giving the first glimpses of how dark One Piece can really get. 4Kids seem to have thought otherwise, feeling it was too heavy for a kids show. The scene at Bellamir's house has had many parts altered to censor the show, such as Bellamir's weapon no longer being a rifle. Instead, she is seen attempting to stop Arlong with a shovel. But the biggest change was how Bellamy died, or in the 4Kids version, her lack of death, with Bellamy instead being locked in a dungeon for the rest of her days.
Now get up, you lousy human! How about a nice room in a dungeon for the rest of your days?
An insert shot of Bellamy was also added after Nami is forced to join Arlong's crew, with Bellamy shouting at Arlong to leave Nami alone.
Bring her with us! Her talent might come in handy!
Don't you dare lay a hand on my daughter, you beast! Help! Help!
The 4Kids dub does seem to hint that Bellamy is no longer with us, with Nojiko's dialogue.
You'll find Nami's full of surprises. We were both orphans until our foster mother brought us here, Coco Village.
Huh?
Mom's passed now, and Nami and I went in two very different directions.
Wait!
Crocodile is an iconic villain, being the first real big bad that the Straw Hats face as one of the 7 warlords of the sea, and is easily recognizable by the giant hook on his left hand. Crocodile is ruthless when it comes to people standing in his way, as Luffy experiences firsthand with a hook to the stomach, although 4Kids had other ideas for Luffy's and Crocodile's first encounter, by removing any scene showing Luffy being stabbed by Crocodile's hook, and the wide shots now showing Luffy being hung by Crocodile's hook instead.
Stop it right now! Stop it!
他人への陳腐な思いがこの国を滅ぼすんだ。
You never had a chance. I always win, by hook or by crook!
Another of Luffy's antagonists is Captain Smoker, or should I say, Captain Chaser.
I am Captain Chaser, and you, my friend, are under arrest. I'm sorry. Didn't I tell you? I have powers from the smoke fruit.
With one of the biggest bounties ever.
They don't call me Chaser for nothing.
Yeah, that's right. Smoker has been renamed Chaser in the 4Kids dub. But that's not all. Smoker has been stripped of his 2 cigars that hang from his mouth, as well as removing all his spare cigars on his person. It is not until episode 19 that we first see flashbacks of Zoro's past, and his rivalry between him and Kuina, his childhood friend who loses her young life in an accident. Kuina's death is a pivotal moment in Zoro's character development, thus making it imperative for 4Kids to put an end to all that lousy character growth and edit the storyline to something less emotionally impactful for their child audience. Kuina no longer dies by slipping and falling in the storehouse, and is still very much alive, but is just injured by being beaten up so badly by a rival student who had lost to her in a sword fight that she is no longer able to sword fight ever again.
So I have the muscles I need to wield as many swords as it takes to win! Huh? What's the matter, guys?
Kuina, she's at the hospital. She was fighting some guy and defeated him. But then he came back with friends and hurt her because he was embarrassed to be beat by a girl.
It was her dream to be the best, Solo. Perhaps you know that more than anyone else. But now, because of her injury, she'll never be able to fight again.
Yeah, that's less brutal than just a simple accident, 4Kids. This also affects later scenes in the anime, such as 4Kids removing Zoro mourning Kuina's death by her tombstone. 4Kids changing another character's defining character trait? Surely not. Unfortunately, that is the case for this change. This time, we'll be taking a look at Sanji and his smoking habit. This edit probably ranks as the highest in just the sheer undertaking 4Kids likely had to go through in order to make One Piece kid-friendly in the Western market, by removing Sanji's cigarette. Yes, 4Kids replaced Sanji's cigarette with a red lollipop. The hundreds of instances of Sanji smoking, holding, or lighting his cigarette were either removed or edited to make the cigarette paper look more like a lolly stick and to stick a giant red sucker to the top.
How dare you speak to me like that, you lolly-sucking loser!
We head back to Alabasta with this change. Down in the Grave of the Kings, we see Luffy and Crocodile face off in their final battle. As we know it in the original, due to Crocodile being a Logia fruit user, Luffy is ordinarily unable to hit Crocodile, with all his punches passing right through him. However, Luffy has figured out that he could use his own blood as a way to harden the sand that makes up Crocodile's form. Up to this point, 4Kids have ensured that all instances of blood be removed from their version of the show, so they had to come up with a different way Luffy could defeat Crocodile. And to be honest, it's not a half bad workaround in my opinion. 4Kids has 4Kids Luffy explain that due to them being underground and Luffy being made of rubber, his rubber skin can't breathe like normal flesh, causing him to constantly sweat, and by using his sweat, he is able to defeat Crocodile.
Without fresh air, my rubber skin can't breathe.
So what? Like I care!
When I'm underground, the heat makes me sweat a lot.
So what?
Sweat's just as wet as water. And it keeps you from turning to sand.
4Kids even go out of their way to add in extra sweat droplets to add to the effect. Remember, it's your rubber knife. During the Arlong Park arc, Usopp finds himself face to face with the merman himself. We are at first unsure how someone like Usopp is going to come out of this alive, and with Nami being the one tasked with dispatching of her newfound friend, it doesn't look good for everyone involved. Nami is thankfully able to use trickery and sleight of hand on Arlong and his crew by stabbing her own hand and having Usopp fall into the ocean and swim away, giving the opportunity for Usopp to escape. 4Kids had a lot of work to do when it came to editing this scene, as it involved the supposed death of a main character. To work around it, it was changed to have Nami pull out a rubber knife from Usopp's bag and fake stabbing him with the rubber knife, before again like in the original version falling into the ocean to escape.
Usopp, give me more smoke cover and let me have your rubber knife! Now!
This'll save my plan.
Knife's in this pouch!
Got the knife! Now follow my lead! Remember, it's your rubber knife.
Better be!
Now fall in the water!
You can't make a YouTube video about 4Kids without mentioning the legendary One Piece rap. Produced in-house at 4Kids, the One Piece rap replaced the original We Are intro as the intro theme song for the entirety of the 4Kids run of One Piece.
Yo!
Don't give it up, Luffy! Don't give it up, Zoro! Don't give it up, Nami! Don't give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up!
His name's Zoro, he's just like a samurai and a LADY. Nami's not shy. The pirate crew coming through doing their thing with the king of the pirates. He's gonna be king.
With later revisions adding in lyrics to include more Straw Hats as they joined the crew throughout the seasons.
His name's Zoro, he's just like a samurai and a LADY. Nami's not shy. Usopp's doing that marksman thing. Sanji's cooking, Chopper's doctoring.
We've reached the number 1 spot, and what I consider the most impactful change 4Kids made to One Piece, the removal of the Reverse Mountain arc and Laboon from the 4Kids dub. Although us One Piece fans, as well as the people at 4Kids, didn't know it at the time, the removal of the Laboon plot point would have huge ramifications later in the series, when it is revealed that future Straw Hat member, Brook, was a part of the crew that left Laboon at the entrance to the Grand Line, with a promise to return once they have travelled around the Grand Line. Laboon was unceremoniously replaced in the 4Kids version with an iceberg that the Straw Hats originally encounter in episode 64 on their way to Whiskey Peak, blasting through it without a second thought.
What's that?
Nami, there's a mountain up ahead.
No way!
But take a look at that iceberg! If you don't turn now, we'll hit it! We're gonna crash!
So much for that iceberg!
I hope you enjoyed this foray into the world that is the One Piece 4Kids dub. If you would like to see me dedicate an unhealthy amount of free time in sifting through and meticulously counting every single change 4Kids made to One Piece, then click the notification or check out the playlist link in the description. Thanks for watching the video, leave a like if you liked it and subscribe for future videos.